Hi there, Kim McCluskey here, Emerald Beachbody Coach, and I just wanted to take a moment to share a few of the most important things that I think we should be doing to drive our businesses forward as new coaches, and even at any level of coach. Some of the things that kind of are the little things, but that really are the big things. So one of the first things I want to talk about is social media. Obviously, that is the way that we target and contact in most of our clients. So honestly, I really didn't even pick up the phone for the first couple months into my business. Everything was purely Facebook messaging, posts, commenting, liking. That's how I was building relationships with people. So, and I saw a lot of success by the time I hit month 3. I already started getting a lot of challengers, likes, and comments on my posts, and people interested. So, it is completely possible to do that, to kind of see a lot of success early based just on Facebook. So, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about it. So, if you haven't researched Facebook Affinity yet, I would definitely recommend doing that. So your Facebook affinity is kind of determined by certain things, and it's really important to know how Facebook works so that you know how to get the most people seeing your posts. So we want to always reach the most amount of people. So basically, when you log into Facebook, there are 3 times a day that we recommend posting, right? We want you posting 3 to 5 times a day on social media. So in the morning, around 7 to 8:30 is kind of a prime time to post. People are getting up, they're waking up, scrolling the news feed while they're waking up, or having a cup of coffee, or browsing over the newspaper. So that's a really good time to get at people before they get into the hustle and bustle of their day. Another good time is the lunch hour. So between like 12 and 1 p.m. is when you're going to get a lot of people who are eating lunch, getting a break from work, or stay-at-home moms who are getting in some nap time, usually around that time. Anytime up to, I would say, 1:30 is probably the cutoff. And then there's really a dead zone in between like 2 and 5 or 6, 7 p.m. So for you to make a great post at that time, I'd be so happy you're making a post, but I would be sad because nobody would be seeing it. And then that would really be a waste of your effort. So then you want to hold off and wait to post until it's about 8:30 to about 9:30 p.m. So 8 to 9:30 is the hottest time of the day actually for you to make a post. So that's usually when I do my invites, like my call to action posts about a clean eating group or a challenge group coming up, or a great recipe that I think will, get a lot of hits or develop a following. And things like that. So those are the times you want to be posting. Now, to understand what happens when you post. So let's say you make a post at 7:30 in the morning about fitness motivation, and it's a picture of you doing your workout, and you get a few people that like it. And then somebody comments on it. As a new coach, my initial reaction was, oh my goodness, I need to comment right back, right? You're excited and whatever, if somebody's asking you a question or if they're wondering what you're doing. Problem is, when that person comments on your post, it's going to bring it back up into the top of everybody's news feeds. So now that's circulating for a second time. So let's say you made your post at 7:30 in the morning and somebody comments on it at 9:30. Now between the time of 9:30 and on, people are going to be seeing that post again. So other people might like it or comment on it. Then let's say it's about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, and there's kind of been no more likes or comments on it. You can then at like 7, 7:30 or 8 o'clock hop back on and respond to that person's comment, and it will now begin to recirculate in the newsfeed again. So it will start coming up to the top because somebody commented on it, and you can be one of those somebodies, right? So you never want to kind of piggyback right on somebody's comment or like because it's already circulating at that time. You want to wait and bring it back up if it's so that more people are seeing your post, especially if it's something important or like a call to action post. Also, make sure that when you respond to somebody, you tag them specifically in that post. So I'm not talking about tagging them in the whole post overall. We don't want to do that unless we have somebody's permission. I'm just saying that you want to, let's say somebody named Kelly says, hey girl, you look great. What have you been doing these days? And you wait until a later time, or, if it's at night, maybe the next day. So it's recirculating again to message back to that person. At that time, you want to say, hey, Kelly, and you write her name so that Facebook actually kind of tags her in that comment. So nice to hear from you. I've actually been doing the 21-day fix. Would love to tell you more. I'll shoot you a message now or something like that. Or for something like that, well, yeah, that would be a great response. Just an example of one. So that's a couple things you may not have kind of known about Facebook that actually I really didn't know as a new coach. Other things that are going to boost your Facebook affinity. So the more likes, the more comments that you have on something. It's kind of like Facebook gives you their stamp of approval, and then more people get to see that post. So what we find with Facebook is that videos and photographs are the 2 biggest things they're kind of like congratulating people for right now. So if you can ever get a picture, you never want to just have a post where it's just, got my shipment of, Shakeology. I'm so excited. No, you want to at least have a picture of the Shakeology, or better yet would be a picture of you holding your shake with a smile, like so excited to get started. And, there's apps like Photofy, PHOTO, FY or PicLab or, Instagram. There's all kinds of things that you can use. Word Swag is another good one I like that you can have to kind of make your pictures kind of pretty, add some text and things like that. And then you also have pick, post, play, and other video ones that you can use to make videos. So like yesterday, I just put up a video of my son at Catcher, which is just a fun little crazy place for kids to run around. And it had like almost 400 views. I think it's up to 500 and something now. Like I never have gotten that many views on a video before. It wasn't anything, I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't anything overly special. But because of that, one of the great things you can do is when you post something that you think is going to get a lot of likes. So it was like a lunchtime thing is when I posted that. And people kept liking and commenting. So it stayed kind of hot. And the great thing is that Facebook can kind of congratulate you for that. So right after you post something that's going to get a lot of likes or videos, or right after you post one of those things is when you want to post a call to action. So that's when you want to invite somebody to your challenge group or your next free clean eating group, or, a final, sale, 24 hours left for the 21-day fix or something like that. That would come down because so many more people are going to see that, piggybacking on a post that has so much Facebook affinity. So that's something you may not know either. I didn't, which is why I want to share it in here. So another great thing that you want to be doing, so we talk about like how you want to be kind of rolling through, have 80% and 20%. So like 80% of your posts on Facebook are about kind of you, other things, and 20% are like Beachbody coaching invites and things like that, coach sneak peeks, challenge groups, whatnot, free clean eating groups. So you're 80% of the time, you just want to remember like who you were before you were a coach, what's important to you. If it's, your relationship with God, if you share Bible verses or scripture, if you're a reader and you like to share what great books you're reading, if you are a hobby person and you like sharing, boards on Pinterest and, home craft ideas and things like that. If you're like, I'm a yoga instructor, I love taking pictures of yoga and what I'm learning in my practice. I share those a lot. So you just want to, still be you, but then have those other things sprinkled in that are with Beachbody. So I want to make sure that 80% of it is other things. Now, when you're doing that, what's so important about that is we want to be going through, of course, I just completely lost my train of thought. See, so this is great too, because you can realize nobody's perfect. Coaches aren't perfect, and you don't have to be perfect or have it all together to make a video. Hey, so there's the long and short little story I can add to this. But no, so with Facebook Affinity, when you are posting those things, like the things that are interesting or whatever to you, you also want to make sure that you are posting a question here or there. And that's another great tip I got as a new coach, that you want to, it's a great way to get people engaging on your page. So let's say you are, sweaty all the time. I saw one of my coaches do a great example yesterday or a couple days ago. She was like, hey, I'm in the market for a great new dry shampoo. Does everybody or anybody have a favorite one? And so right away, she had some people commenting, hey, I like this one. And then again, what you want to do is after it's been a little while, you want to message people or comment back one by one. So when I was a new coach, I actually had a lot of people comment on something, like 12 people, and then I kind of responded to them all in one post, one big long comment back. I was like, hey, Christy, thanks so much for saying that. You look great too, girl. And Ariel, I absolutely love that you said that. That's so true. And Sarah, you're totally right. Blah, blah. And I did it all in one comment. No. Please don't make the mistake I made. You want to comment back on each of those people separately, because that is going to look to Facebook like, oh my gosh, Kim's post got 36 comments. And again, they congratulate you for that. So more people not only start seeing that, but you're kind of like hot right now. So anything you post right after that is going to have more Facebook affinity. More people are going to see it. So again, just little things that you may not know. So the more you can dive into some social media training, I highly recommend it, because it can totally transform your business. Sometimes you're doing you think you're doing all the right things and you're doing your Power Threes document and inviting people. What part of the problem is that nobody's seeing any of these great things that you're posting, and what you're posting on Facebook is so important. And building that affinity is really important. Now, other things is that you want to make sure you're always building your social media network, right? So you want to focus on relationship building as a new coach. You want to find groups to be in that you're interested in. Let's say you have one of my coaches has crazy big hair and she loves it. So she's in this crazy big hair and hairstyles group. And she made a post in there one time when she found out it was allowed for a free clean eating group, I think it was, and got 160 people that were interested. It was crazy. So guys, this is what you need to think about. For me, I'm a yoga instructor. I love that. I love running. So I'm in a lot of different groups like that. If you're somebody who, is super interested in cloth diapering, breastfeeding, making home cooked meals. I mean, there are all kinds of groups. Just do a search under Facebook groups and, click to join some of them. Stay-at-home mom groups, if you're a stay-at-home mom, or if you're just a mom in general, there's a lot of local mommies groups. Get into those. That's a great place, because a lot of times moms are the ones who are looking for more convenient ways to get into shape and to take care of their families. and tips on that. So you want to get into some of those groups, and then you don't want to spam the group and instantly introduce yourself as a Beachbody coach. And if anybody needs a program, let me know. No, no, no. We don't want to be pushy. We're not salesmen, saleswomen. We don't want to do that. So please don't do that. As a new coach, I kind of instantly want to jump on any post that anybody asks anything about, health and wellness. But again, you want to try to be you and just kind of calm down and trust that the success is coming to you. You just want to be consistent and speak to people as if you're just speaking to a friend rather than a potential client. So, lead with your heart and don't be super anxious and jumpy for a sale, and you'll have a higher likelihood of getting one. So, I would get into some of those groups and just start interacting. When you see somebody, ask a question about something, if you have an answer or you've got some experience with it, comment on it. If that person messages you back and says like, "Oh, thanks, Christy, I never thought of that. Do you recommend I use this kind or this kind?" Then you can answer back, tag them in that. And if you've commented back once or twice, and it seems like you guys have a little bit in common. You could always just shoot that person a personal message and say, "Hey, I love your question, and I know you were asking, what brand of formula I use. So this is the one I use. This is what worked for me," and just kind of take it to that next level from a regular comment on a Facebook post to a personal message. And if you guys go back a couple of times, then that's a great time to shoot a friend request over, or you could even do that right off the bat after you're talking in a PM, that person might accept that too. So engage, build relationships, and then all the people that you're already friends with on social media, make a big master list for the month of like 40 names and go through 10 every week, people that are on your friend that maybe you've lost touch with for years, and just start to go to their pages, like or comment on things, get back in touch, send them a "Hey girl" message. "Hey, how are you doing?" It doesn't have to be an invite to a challenge group. Actually, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't even be mentioning Beachbody. You should just be getting back in touch. This is going to help those people start to see your posts again. That will come up in their news feed. And as you're being consistent, as you should be with your posts, and have things about Beachbody in there sometimes, and just you being you, working out, sharing your journey, not trying to sell in a post, just being you and sharing what you're doing and what's working for you and how it's changing your life, that those people are going to start seeing that. And there's a higher likelihood that they're going to message you about what you're doing and ask you questions, or maybe want to be in your free group, but they won't know about those free groups, even if you're posting about them, if they aren't seeing you in their news feed. So you need to get that yourself in their news feed by getting in touch with those people again, liking, commenting on their things. And you don't just want to be looking back at the people you're already friends with. You want to always be building your social media market. And the way you can do that, like I said, is by joining groups, engaging in relationships with people in there, starting relationships, engaging in conversations, and then turning that into a friend request. And also, a great way to do it is by going under the Who Facebook, we all know that when you log in, there's that tab, right? The little world, which is your notifications, the messages, and next to that looks like a little person's head with shoulders. When you click on that, it's going to show you friends that Facebook suggests for you. And you want to go to the see all at the bottom and bring up the big page and scroll through. And if there's anybody that you have a ton of mutual friends with, just go ahead and shoot them a friend request. That's a great way to do it. It's really fast. And I can tell you that 8 to 9 times out of 10, those people accept my friend request, even though we've never met. And I'm pretty sure they have no idea who I am. Because usually when you see all those mutual friends, you figure, oh, she probably goes to our church too, or, oh, we have this much in common. And and so a lot of times that works. It's a great way to build your network. And then a great step to do after that is to send that person a message and say, "Hey, thanks for the ad. I thought we had a lot of friends in common." Or let's say it was somebody you used to work with. "It's been a long time since, the Cheesecake Factory days," or whatever. "And how's it been going? It looks like you had a baby. Congratulations." Something like that. And it's just a nice way to kind of make it a little bit more personal. And then let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say. Obviously, pictures, videos are going to build you a lot of affinity. You want to be always building your relationships, adding new friends to your network, liking, commenting on people's posts throughout the month to get yourself going back up into their news feed. And then making sure that you're posting in those hot times and posting consistently, and make sure that you check all of your posts for any errors in spelling or typos or things, especially if you're using your microphone a lot. If you're like driving and making a post, I've been doing that more often. And like Shakeology, it does it as like shake space ologies. Like no one's really going to know what that is. And also it kind of comes across a little bit with a lot of spelling errors and typos is not as professional. And this is your business. You are the CEO of your business. You want people to understand what you're saying, and you don't want to lose any potential clients because they think that you're, not professional in how you deal with it or anything like that. So always take a moment to look over your posts, and obviously make sure that you're staying engaged, posting in your challenge groups, and then making sure that I've had some times where I've accidentally posted my challenge group post on my personal page or my personal page on my channel. So just kind of make sure, I know we're in a lot of groups. It might help to organize your Facebook to put your favorite, like your challenge group as a favorite, your Coach Basics training as a favorite, if you're in any special groups like a Push to Emerald, Push to Diamond, just kind of get your Facebook a little bit more organized, and definitely dive into a little bit of research. Go on YouTube, Google Melanie Mitro, our top coach, or Janelle Summers does a lot on social media, networking, marketing. Shalene Johnson does a lot, even though she's not a coach, she's a trainer. So dive into some of those things, because the more research you do on Facebook and how it works and how to further your business on Facebook, the better off you're going to be. You're going to learn a lot. So take the time to invest in that from the get-go. It will be far worth it in the end. And I hope this video was helpful for you, that you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, just let me know. And I hope you have a great week. Talk to you soon.